Whenever you're ready, you
Nay.
just
Okay.
go out and send the next
Fred.
person.
Yeah.
And Iggy will come on.
You're live.
Good evening, good people. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Blessed in the City Conversations with Bless. Yes, thank you guys for joining us again. We are so thankful. Before I introduce everybody, because it is crowded in the room, Ms. Bermudez, can you actually do the disclaimer, please?
Of course I can. Peace and love all. And as usual, the conversations that you will hear this evening is strictly and explicitly the views and opinions of the panelists that you see here today and does not in any way reflect Kearney Point Studios, or any of its employees. So if somebody says something out the way, blame the person to my immediate left.
Wow, that's
Nah,
disrespectful.
don't put all the blame on him. Put it on me.
Oh, there we go.
That's my brother. But I'm going to
Sure.
introduce everybody, but we're going to start off by saying peace and love, like Erica Bermudez say. And with that, we're going to move on, and I just want to introduce Erica Bermudez. Say hello to the good people.
Peace and love, kings and queens. Happy Wednesday.
Then, of course, you got the big back and beige and Collie the Great. And we got a full house today, and I'm going to slowly introduce them real quick. We got the good brother, Shawn Bruce. Say hi to the good people.
Peace.
Then we got Neef. Say hi to the good people.
Scott.
And the good brother Shell. Say hello to the good people.
Peace
Mr.
and
Brown.
love, kings and queens. Happy Wednesday.
That's right. That's right. So that was a small introduction. We're gonna actually allow them to tell their story in just a minute. We're gonna start off with a segment called "Hitting the Block." Brother Rod is on his way, just a tad bit late. That dawn Jersey City traffic. Anyway, let's hit him with the hitting the block.
So first off, the month of April, I just wanted to make it known that it is Autism Acceptance Month. I am a teacher's aide for autism students, so I did definitely want to put that out there. If you see someone, know someone, just let them know that you love and accept them. And if you have family members or children who have autism, let them know that we love and accept them.
Erica, we love and accept you. I know you're on the spectrum, so I just want to say I love and respect you. I'm glad it's your month. Let's
Thank
clap it
you,
up, guys.
thank you, thank you.
Erica on the spectrum. Yes.
Also,
Autism.
in addition to that, this is my segment. Please don't interrupt.
I'm sorry.
Also, in addition to that, I'm very excited because April is also known for National Poetry Month, and I am definitely a poet. Okay, spoken
Struggling
word
poet,
artist.
right.
So I just wanted to put that out there. But also, as you guys know, we have a holiday coming up. We have Resurrection Sunday, some of you know it as, or Easter Sunday. So for all of the children out there, if you have children, family members with children, there are a few Easter egg hunts going on, okay? Tomorrow, the Jersey City Police Department, the West District, is having an Easter egg hunt from 1 to 4. That's tomorrow, Thursday, April 6th, from 1 to 4 at Lincoln Park. And the Greater Neighborhood Alliance, in collaboration with several different organizations, is having their second annual Easter egg hunt Saturday, April 8th, from 12 to 3. And it will be at Arlington Park, Columbia Park, Bayside Park, Berry Lane, and the Mary Bethune Park. So whatever park you're closest to, you can go to either of those on Saturday, and that's from 12 to 3, and that's
Great.
hitting the block.
Great.
Right.
And although we
Looking at
had
my
more
notes.
to add, but Brother Chambers is running late, I'm just going to go right in introducing this incredible brother here, SB. I wanted you to come on the show because I believe that your story is a jewel, and it's something that needs to be shared and told. And, brother, I'm so proud of you. And I just want you to actually introduce yourself and explain to the people who you are. And Brother SB?
Appreciate it. My name's Shawn Bruce. Originally from Jersey City, born and raised in Duncan Projects. And I share, a little with y'all about what Credible Messages is about.
Before you even go to the credible messages, I think the audience need to know who you are. Explain to them how you became a person who had a second chance and decided to come home and not just go back to what everybody expected you to go back to, but you truly dedicated your new life, your second chance, to making the changes that we need in the community, man.
sometimes you got to go through something in order to get where you're going.
Right.
And I got to just say it was God.
Right.
You know, God is using me in a way that I can't even figure it out, and I just stopped, trying.
Right.
You know, I could say this. You know, when you're incarcerated, that's all you have time to do is think. When I was on my back, I just think. And God came in my vision and said, go in there. And I didn't know what that mean. And when I came home, I was in the halfway house. And the brother Chauncey had approached me. And Chauncey said, it was like Chauncey was my angel. You know, Chauncey Black was my angel. And he approached me and said, Shawn, would you do me a favor? And I was like, what you mean by that? He said, we have an issue in PS-15 school, you know what I mean, with some of our youth. And would you be willing to, come speak to the kids? And I told him, I said, can I bring somebody with me? And he said, you could bring whoever you want. I said, but before he said, before you come, I hope you ain't on no bull. And I said, nah, man. I said, I'm on federal papers and everything. I said, I ain't playing around with these people. And I could just say, from that approach, Chauncey Black was an angel that approached me. And I'm never going to forget that. I'm grateful that he came towards me and asked me to, come in and speak, and then never stopped from there.
Beautiful, man. And shout out to the good brother Chauncey Black.
Yeah,
another
we miss
B.L.E.S.C
you,
members,
Chauncey.
man. Yes, definitely peace and love to the good brother. And how impactful that was. I'm telling you, the city, he started tearing the town up. I mean, being involved in peace treaties and constantly going and spreading his message to everybody, trying to uplift the community and change lives, man. So again, applaud you on that.
Appreciate
it. And that guided you to connecting with the incredible messengers, right?
So my first platform, I always tell people this. See, God work in mysterious ways. When I was out there doing wrong, you would never catch me around law enforcement.
Right.
And my platform was with B.L.E.S.C.
Right.
That's where I started my platform at, with officers, which is all of my brothers and sisters right now.
That's right.
So I never forget where it started at, because B.L.E.S.C gave me the first opportunity before anybody. So I stamped that.
Right.
And I never stopped ever since.
Word.
How important do you think it was for you, or to have that collaboration with law enforcement, and for the youth, especially the youth who are struggling with, the confines of their environment and what they feel law enforcement is to them? How important was it for you to have that collaboration with them?
So what a lot of our young brothers don't understand is this. They're also, officers is a part of the community. It's a different geographic out there right now. When I was coming up, you just had a lot of white officers that didn't live here. And they did what they did. Now, if you pay attention right now, we have a lot of young officers out there, that's the same as us. And it's different from when I was coming up. When I left, they didn't have Facebook or Instagram, none of that stuff. I left when it was Nextels and stuff like that. So I came home to a whole new different world. So officers is part of the community. I tell people this all the time. You have good guys and you have bad guys. You have bad cops and you got good cops. And I'm willing to work with anybody that's positive, that I know who heart is in it. So.
That's right. Shout out to John Bowman. Shout out to Sean Spence, Anthony Smith, and all the other good brothers at B.L.E.S.C, man. Peace to them. Peace to them. And I'm glad you was able to express that, man. That's so important. Could you just tell them, if you don't mind sharing, you said you came home and that was your new approach. How much time did you do?
So I did 9. Mm-hmm. I did 9 in the federal penitentiaries.
Wow.
It wasn't an easy walk.
I bet you it wasn't.
When I got to my 3rd penitentiary, I tell people the truth. I tell these young brothers the truth, because see, people will go in there and they tell you the good parts.
Right.
But they don't tell you that it's easy to lose your life.
Absolutely.
They don't tell you that you know, you being there, you know, worried. Like, it's hard to explain the federal system because it was a hellhole.
Right.
Like, I tell people this, I re-risen because I just left hell.
Right.
So when I'm out there in these streets, I don't have no fear at all because I know where I just came from.
Right.
So I'm giving 150. My heart is in this.
Right.
You know what I mean, with these kids. And like I said, only thing I got left in me is just to tell these youth the truth.
Right.
What really goes on in that system. They don't tell them about the rapes.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't tell them that, you know, you got brothers in there with 6 life sentences that don't really care about nothing.
Right.
You know, they don't explain that part. You know what I mean? Like I said, I wasn't running around there like my chest was out. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that. I fell in line
Right.
like everybody else. You know,
Right.
they call that a car. So I had to fall in line with the car.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't tell them that if your paperwork ain't right, these brothers will kill you.
Right. That's the first thing they do when you get the feds, right?
Yes.
They want your paperwork immediately.
Yes, you have
And they
11
gonna-
days.
And they're gonna run right through everything and scrutinize it all, right?
Yes, ain't no getting around the old heads. They
Right.
know the numbers. You got old heads that been down 30 years.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they know by looking at your paperwork, ain't no finagle in the bagel in
Right.
there. You know what I mean? Like they tell you from the door, if you did what you did, you have the opportunity to step to the side right now. If you think you're gonna go through there because majority of the whole compound, somebody ratted on them.
Right.
So nobody don't want rats around them
Right.
at all. So it ain't no, you know, you slide and this, that, and the third. So you know, what a lot of individuals don't understand is the work that I'm doing right now to order to stay out the way in the federal system. I used to talk to a lot of brothers that had life sentences. So I connected with the GDs and the vice laws. I have a brother he's second in command. You know what I mean? His name is Bernard Hawkins. They call him Manny from out of Chicago. You know what I mean? You have the other brother, Richard Wilsonell. You know what I mean? These brothers is like literally like them people. So they took me under their wings. So in the system, they never had all the gangs come together in one room. So they all was killing each other. So it was like I had a helping hand. I was like under them. So I got to talk. So I was already prepping myself behind the system to come out here to do this already.
So this is
look at
something that you started while you were in prison.
Yes.
So getting that, you said you got a message, so you got divine intervention basically. God came to you and said,
Go in there.
go in there.
I didn't know what that means.
Okay. And that from that, you just took that and you ran with it.
And I had to hear it. He came in my dream and said that. But Chauncey Black was my angel.
Look at that.
Chauncey came to me and
And
said what he
asked you.
said to go. And that's what,
And that was the manifestation, right?
how I could say it's real, because even during COVID, I never stopped.
Right.
I was outside every day.
Yeah.
I remember you helping the homeless. I remember even before you was really full throttle with Incredible Messages, when you were
Right.
working
His own work.
with B.L.E.S.C, you were going around to people, because you had come to me a couple of times and picked up bags of clothes, and you was, you know, doing your lives and literally feeding the homeless and giving the homeless. And this was, like you said, in the height of COVID.
Right.
Yes.
This is when the homeless, you orchestrated, or I would say help orchestrate getting the homeless showers in
Yes.
Journal Square. Can you
Yes.
expound on that?
So I was in a halfway house and I was coming through Journal Square, and I had 2 friends that used to get money. They used to get a lot of major money, and they was homeless. And I was shocked, you know, to see that. And I gave the brothers a couple dollars. I didn't have much, but I gave them a couple of dollars. And I started seeing some of the seniors sitting on the floor. And I was like, wow, in my heart, what can I do? So I didn't know that I was creating a problem up there, because I didn't know nothing about live at the time. I used to make little videos. So when I used to, you know, take a couple of dollars, I used to go buy food and have individuals from my projects cook it for me. But when I started going live and started talking about what's going on up there, that's when they started giving me tickets. And they told me that I couldn't serve the people. And I told them, give me my ticket, and I'm still going to serve them.
Wow, look at that.
Then I had to find out that it was because I was serving with a spoon, and I learned that they can't bother you when you put it in trays and you close it.
Right.
And then a lot of the less fortunate people, they started coming up to me, and I started advocating for them, and I reached out to Terry DeHare. So, you know, Terry DeHare is an ex-NBA player, and that's like my brother. So I asked Terry to buy me some potty things, and that was an issue. So when I started, you know, talking about it, it was like it was irritating people. And my thing was this: I don't bite my tongue for nobody because I don't have no political ties, and I don't owe nobody nothing.
Right.
And then what more you gonna do to me? We all gonna die one day, and I already been to prison, so I don't have no fear at all. So I had to stand tall for our less fortunate people, and then they end up getting 7 showers in the back.
Oh, wow.
Because they didn't have nowhere to use the bathrooms. They closed the bathrooms downstairs in the terminal. They closed that. Then individuals wasn't letting them in the stores to use bathrooms. So by me serving food, they was defecating on themselves. So I had to literally come up there with changing clothes. This is why I was getting clothes from people for them. And I just want to tell Terry DeHare that I appreciate him because Terry DeHare did so much for me. Like when I tell you that I had U-Hauls, which people didn't know. I had U-Hauls worth of sheets, pillows, blankets, clothes. When I made the call, Terry DeHare was there for me. I have another brother that's an NBA player. We did fair time together. His name is George Tate. George Tate did some time, and you know, we built behind the wall, and we became brothers like this. And I called George Tate, and anything that I had asked these brothers that I needed, they was there for me.
Beautiful.
And then the community was there for me also.
Beautiful, man. And let me say something. That's one man who had the desire and the passion and the will to take on a fight. And he had small victories that I could say are mountains, man. And again, I applaud you, brother, and I love you for that, man, for sure. And, you know, we do have 2 other guests. We got some more that's going to come. I want you to talk about the incredible messages and what y'all collectively do, and then introduce the brothers and their part.
Okay.
I just want to say, you mentioned that the support that you have that came with you. You only see 3 people sitting here.
Yeah.
But when I tell you, it's a room full of people that came. When I spoke to SB, he said, how many people can I bring with me?
Right.
That's what he said to me. How many people? Because people want to come. They want to tell their story. So I just want to commend you, SB, and the Incredible Messengers for answering the call to come here today. Thank you so much. And then I'm sorry. You guys can introduce yourselves. I'm sorry.
All right, so my name is Hanif. I'm going to keep it short because it's Ramadan, and I haven't eaten since like 4 o'clock this morning. In about like 10 minutes, I got to go pray. So, yeah, so basically my story is like, I'm an Incredible Messenger. I met SB through it. So we the dude who actually runs the organization, his name is Dennis Febo.
That's right. Shout out to the brother Febo.
Shout out to Febo. He's been up here before. Yes, he's awesome.
So I actually got through because I met Febo in the Hudson County Jail in a reintegration program. And we connected. I ended up going to the state prison. And from there, I came home. We ended up getting in contact. And he was like, he was telling me in there about how he was going to start the Credible Messenger movement. I mean, but in there, I was like on the fence. I'm like, man, I'm going out there to get money. I don't, by any means. I mean. But, so I came home 2021 in July. I ended up getting in contact with him. I guess I came home on the bracelet. So I was finishing my time on the bracelet. I guess what made me change my mind and was like, now I got to start helping the youth and helping people is within a week or two of me coming home, I seen one of my friends, his name Rocky, rest in peace. I was going for about like a year, so we talking. This is my first time seeing him since then. I walked off like 2 minutes, go to a store, and unfortunately lost his life within them 2 minutes.
My condolences to you.
Thank you. So And I guess the part that still like burns in my memory is his mom coming up the block. You just hear her keep screaming, and like that sound never goes away. So from there, like within a month or two, I started working with FIBO. I met SB. I met with Dante, and it's been going on for 2 years now. So basically, what we do, we get like youth from that get referred from the courts. We work with them at-risk youth, and I have about 6 kids right now. And them kids, like once you get to like talk to them, like to the society and whatever prosecutors, whatever, they probably seem like demons, but you really got to build a bond. They just kids that just do kid stuff that just need some guidance. I mean, I was there at one point.
Right.
And like I have 3 kids of my own, but they're like those like my extra kids.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
like they call you all types of times. Like no matter what, I always make sure that they good, and it just makes me feel better because I know if I had somebody when I was their age, I probably wouldn't go through half of the stuff I went through.
And that's important. Neef, I'm gonna tell you, man, I'm proud of you, bro. You know what I mean? I see your growth, man. I'm proud of you, man. Listen, man. I'm proud of you.
Shout out to Colin. He down there watching me grow, like transition from a boy to a man.
Yeah, man. I'm so proud of you,
thing.
man. You know, him coming back and forth, you know, in the county, man. I mean, I'm proud of him. I love to see the work that he's doing, man. And listen, man, you will continue to be blessed by Allah, man, for all the things and good deeds that you do. So, I mean, you setting that platform, I'm telling you, man, joy comes to me when I see you, bro. Word up, man. I do, man. Definitely, yo. God is definitely a blessing, man. I appreciate you. Keep doing the work that you're doing. I'm telling you, man. It's valuable beyond your means. You don't understand how many lives that you are affecting in a positive manner, man. I'm telling you. You don't know who you are grooming that can be the person that changed the world. You know what I mean? Definitely.
And also, you don't know how your story can impact somebody else. You said that you meet with these quote-unquote at-risk youth. And like you said, they might be looked at as a menace to society, but they're kids that just need direction.
Absolutely.
And sometimes they're not going to hear it from somebody who hasn't been through the struggle. No. They're not going to receive the message, right? But because you've been in the system, you've been through the struggle, you yourself said that when you came home, you was like, I'm about to be back doing the same ish that got me there. That was your focus.
I'm going to be a better criminal, stinking thinking.
Right. But then something in you shifted, right? And that in and of itself, telling that to a child like, wow, he wanted to come out and do this, but look what he's doing now.
Right.
That's enough to make them want to change. You know, so I don't know you. I'm glad to meet you now. But that's commendable to know that you had one mindset, but you shifted and now you're doing something to impact the lives of our future. Thank you.
Mr. Brown, introduce yourself, sir.
I'm going to introduce myself. I get a little nervous, so bear with me. I don't want to get all philosophical when somebody asks me who am I, that like, I just say I am because like I don't really put myself in one category of person because I still got a better way of being and I could be so much more. And it's just like who I am now is not where I'm trying to be and where I'm going to be.
Right.
So I just say I am. But my name is Dante Brown. Everybody call me Shells. Everybody know me as Shells, OG Shells. On the street, a short story. When somebody asks me, tell me about yourself or something like that, like shit, I got all day. So it's like that's not a question when they ask me, because you ask me how you doing, how you feeling, like nigga, you really want to know?
Sit down, have a seat.
Yeah, because I'm gonna go. But how I got here, I could say is, you know, I've been in and out of jail my whole life. I came home, but when I was born, you know, just my mom, and my brothers and my sisters and my brother ended up getting caught up in the streets very young. I probably said my first case was when I was 12.
Wow.
So I've been in and out of jail during my whole life until now, actually. But what got me to this point where I'm here now was being silent. Like I've been silent my whole life. So when to the point where when I was in the streets, I really just looked at my life as I'm gonna die silent. I'm never gonna tell on a nigga.
Right.
It's either I'm gonna die or I'm gonna be in the feds or I'm gonna get rich off these drugs.
Right.
That was just my way of thinking. So I never really had that focus, so nobody really pushed me to another way of thinking. I just really thought that the streets is what it is. That's why I always stayed in and out of jail.
Right.
But during my last point of incarceration, I was facing 55 years.
I remember.
Wow.
Yeah. I was facing 55 years. So during that time, it was just like, damn, I'm really about to be gone. I ain't gonna see the streets.
How old were you? I'm sorry, when you were facing.
I was 23.
Oh wow!
22,
So
23.
you were a baby still, basically.
Yeah,
you were
but
very young.
I was a baby, but to me, I was a man.
man.
To me, you couldn't tell me I wasn't a man because I stood on shit. Even though I had kids, I just looked at it like my son's gonna be a son to be proud of. Their dad stood on something. He never told on a nigga. He really lived the street. He really lived the street nigga dream. And I was good. I was okay with that. So it's like if I was doing 55, that's your father. He never told on the nigga. He stood tall in them streets. The nigga did something. He did something back. But actually during that time, this is my first time really putting this shit on wax too. So during that time, my aunt paid for my lawyer. You know, the streets, that shit really not what it is. The most I probably ever had was probably like 8,000. But to me, I thought I was Money Mitch.
Right.
This shit was paid in full, you heard? Yeah. I was in them buildings, you know what I'm saying? I had that intrepid, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't tell me nothing.
You was doing big things.
Right. But my aunt paid, it was like, around 13 to 15,000 for my lawyer. So within that time, I started realizing like, damn, this shit really not what it is. My account going small sometimes. I really miss a lot of my son's life. I never even got to be a father. Right. I never knew what a father looked like. So just like my son coming, he banging on the window like, Dad, come on, Dad, come on. Like, and it's like I cried them tears by myself. So during that time, my aunt sent me a lot of literature. I read every hood book on the tears.
Right. Yeah.
So like the hood books wasn't getting me nowhere. So eventually, this is my first time talking about this too. My first time in Cali was around I was probably around 18 or 19, I believe. Yeah. My first time coming to the county, well, not my first time, I say my third time. My first 2 times I just went with the flow. By the time I got to population, I was able to bail out. But when I got locked up, and I had 4 other co-defendants. So when I got to the jail, I made the decision for all of us. We was Crip. We was Crip. We was gang bang. We was against the odds at the time. So I'm like, yo, all of us going to PC. We Crip. We staying together. So they don't some shit like, nah, we ain't doing that. I said, nah, that's what we doing. We staying around places. There was other homies up there already. I'm like, we're not doing that. That was my first time in Cali more. Then I left PC. Once my co-defendants all made their bail, I left PC. I went to lockup. I saw Cali Moore again. And Cali Moore always been a good brother to me. That's why I'm glad that I could be here and sit here and talk to you like that. Because then when I got caught up again, when I sat for them 2 years when I was going through trial and all that, Cali Moore was the person I always vented to. Cali Moore was always a good nigga to me. He always gave me. He didn't just give me hope. He gave everybody hope. He was like the hope of the integrity. Of course, Dennis Febo too. That's how I met Dennis Febo. That's how I'm in the spot I am now. Dennis Febo was he was like a mentor to me. But Cali Moore was my life coach. Like every morning, I'd be on some shit like Cali. He'll pop my door. I start working. I'd be like, Cali, I know I'm asking you so many questions. He'd be like, man, that's the world about. But he was always humble, and I always prayed for that. Like I want that humbleness about just life. How the fuck you come to the jail, work with all us? I'm mentally fucked up, and you just come here and you giving everybody hope. And sometimes I be feeling like you losing hope yourself.
Wow.
And he always preached them words of God to me. Always gave me some literature, gave me suggestions, and then we always spoke about it. He always was an open ear to me. So I always thank God for you. We speak here and there, and I appreciate you. I tell you that to yourself, but I got to tell the world that because, like he says, I got to give him his flowers, especially on his platform.
That's
I
right.
got to give him his flowers.
I got to clap for that.
This
I got to
one of the
clap
greatest
for
men
that.
I met in my life.
Lord have mercy.
One of the greatest men I met in my life. Like I never had a father, so it's like to have somebody I could come to every morning like that. I'm facing 55 years, so it's just like everything that I took from him, I was bringing that to the other niggas. Like, bro, this is not just it, bro. This ain't just it, cuz. Right. Because there's so much more we can learn for, so much more we can do. I didn't even know what the fuck I was talking about.
Right.
But I got from Cali more, so I know something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I know tomorrow, whatever a nigga asks me, like, yo, so what about this? I'm like, shit, yo, I don't know, but hey, Cali, yo, what's up, yo? Hey, cuz, like this, and then I'm asking questions myself, you feel me? Always gave me that hope. I mean, through that, like, thank God I'm here. I was found
That's
not
right.
guilty. So, you know, I always prayed for that. I said, if I get found not guilty, I'm doing something different.
Word.
So when I came home, I never really had a bond with my mom neither. You know, shout out to my grandma. Shout out to my mom too. My mom and my grandma. My grandmother said. My grandmother always say, the child that's hard to love, you love the most.
That's right.
So it's like my mother tell you, like she gave up on the nigga. Like, man, he too deep. It's over.
Right.
You know, whatever gonna come with him. And it's like I can't blame him for that. But that's why I go so hard with these kids. It's just be like, it's easy to give up on them.
Word.
So when I give up on them, that's like giving up on myself.
Yeah.
You
I
feel me?
Deep.
And I'm gonna say something, man. Yo, Shells, I'm proud of you, brother. You know I love you, man. I mean, we communicate, we go back and forth. You know, sometimes time evades us, but whenever you need me, you know I'm always there for you.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna say this, right? So, you know, knowledge gained and not shared is knowledge wasted. So whatever we learn, if we don't share it, it's wasted, and it's a waste of time to even pursue it, right? And see, one thing I understand is pain, because I've been through a lot. You understand? And I realized that the pain that I've been through and watched so many people that's attached to me go through is to teach me something. And I was able to learn from it, and I had to give it back. So my spill is not just a spill, it's real. It's life. I'm connected by all the circumstances and things that I've been through. And you don't let that go, and you don't get, I used to be angry. Like, everybody know me as the angry black man, right? But I've been able to transform that. Like, people don't call me by my first name. They call me Collymore because that's the new version of me. Who I once was, I'm no longer it. I'm not the animal or the monster that people thought I would be. You know what I mean? My neighbors used to say, listen, oh yeah, he's gonna end up in jail. They right. I punch that clock every day.
Amen.
You
You better preach. Somebody pass the forefront, please. Yes.
So what you said I was, man, I realized I don't have to be. Never allow people to tell you who you are.
That's right.
Never.
Well, you can check life coach off now. You can add that to your resume because
absolutely.
the good
Listen.
brother over here said that you were his life coach.
Hey, man, listen, yo, I'm going to tell you about Shells and Neef, man. They always had something inside of them. Neef, I always applauded him because, yo, he is a small lion. Like, this brother, that's what he is, man. He never backed down for nothing. And I respected it. I said just a little bit more discipline, you know what I mean, and a little bit more willpower. I say he's gonna be great. And the same thing with Shell. Shell's a natural born leader, and he has a great soul. So these are things you can't taught. You were created by the Creator to do great things.
Yes.
So what you have to go through and the things that you've been through is for all those reasons, so you could be great for somebody else and then yourself.
It's a transfer of energy. You know, you had the energy initially doing something that didn't benefit you. It didn't benefit your community. It didn't benefit your future. But then you shifted.
Right.
And now you're taking that same energy. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So you took that same energy and you shifted it, and now you're giving back to the same community that you once tormented, and that once tormented you to some extent.
right.
And it's
So
not
I think
incredible
that's a-
message too. It's credible message.
Oh, credible.
Yeah, just credible
Oh, I like that
messages.
better.
Yeah, credible messages.
Yeah,
We
okay.
got shirts and everything.
I need one.
They the credible messages, but they all are incredible
So,
individuals.
and you know
man.
what's crazy, being that Shells said that credible message. So the beauty about what people, I want y'all to understand about credible messengers. A lot of us brothers and sisters is from different areas that's hard hit, but a lot of these brothers and sisters is blocks that's beefing.
Right.
And they said that we can't be together,
And you together.
and we're together,
Right.
and we're making it possible, you know, for other kids, you know, because at the end of the day, a lot of us, I tell people this, a lot of us were stripped from an image that we had. I tell people that's like, even if you going in the county, do you know how hard it is to hear a motherfucker tell you bend over, strip search, and all that stuff? So, you know, like I said, a lot of us had put our differences to the side and everything.
Yeah, I'm glad that you say that. You about to bring Shawnee on?
Right.
We gonna
I'm about to go pray anyway.
Okay, yeah. So Neef, say goodbye to the good people of
All right,
B.L.E.S.C.
man. It's nice talking to y'all. Hope that
Thank you
come
so
back.
much for sharing your story.
right.
Send in 3 more.
Yeah, we're gonna send in 3 more.
Yeah, before.
No,
before-
SB, you stay.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. You stay.
Word. Before I step off, I just want to say before Shawnee come on, he said that we all from different hoods. I got shot in my neck on Atlantic, and Shawnee from up that way. You feel me?
Right.
Me and Neef, we never really seen eye to eye. But you know, I just grew to understanding my feelings aren't facts.
Right.
So it's just like by me feeling the type of way, I still feel the type of way because I lost good brothers, I lost people.
Right.
And if I harbor and I let my feelings get away of being a more detrimental to the community than better by just a feeling, I'm just as bad as anybody else. But I'm Dante. Everybody call me Shells, OG Shells, but I'd rather you call me Dante, Mr. Brown, you can call me whatever. Thanks for having me. Appreciate being here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
We
brother,
appreciate you
no, I love
sharing
you,
your
man.
story.
Hey, Cali, man, I love you, brother.
You
I
already
gotta
know.
get Cali more flowers. And I should have bought some, but I was running a little late. I was going through shit.
Listen, life
Flowers
short,
die,
life
but
short,
words
it
live
ain't
on.
over, man. So
Your words
we
is
we
important.
already know how we do,
Nah,
man.
Cali more deserve that shit though
Yeah.
because it's like there's so many good brothers in there that don't know nothing yet, and he got me to a point where like I thank God for my understanding and my way of being open minded, and I also thank him because you forced that and you put that on me, and that shit gonna keep spreading because you know I'm gonna spread the word myself.
Word,
Thank
and
you
that's
for planting
all
the
I
seed
ask.
because you can watch that shit
Yes,
grow.
sir. Appreciate you,
Thank you,
brother.
thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
Come on.
We got about
Shorty.
10 people out here waiting, so
Yeah.
send in the next 3.
And they.
Yeah.
How long we on until?
We got
8
about
o'clock, about 20 minutes. Come on, Iggy.
Okay, so can
Iggy.
I get up and let? I'm gonna get up.
All right. And you want to let your daughter come in?
Well, her and Fred gonna come in.
Oh,
Fred coming.
Fred.
Fred coming. Oh, she don't want to.
Okay.
Let Fred come. I'm just.
Okay. Yeah, come on with the glass. Come on.
Yeah. All right, so these are definitely more incredible people. All you guys are credible messengers.
We got more titles than that. But
Okay,
we're first
so we're gonna
most
run down the
credible
line
messages.
real briefly. Don't have much time left, but I do want you guys to introduce yourselves and explain to the good people of B.L.E.S.C what you do. You can put the headsets on, you know what I mean, and introduce yourselves and tell them what to do. Shawnee, we'll start with you and we'll come down the line.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll be nervous.
Come a little
alright.
bit closer to the
Yeah.
mic. There you go, so we can hear you.
My name is LaShawn Overton. Everybody calls me Shawnee. I'm from Sellout Court. Coming from there, I'm now working at Jersey City Medical Center. I'm a trauma patient navigator,
Wow.
and
All right.
I'm a credible messenger and mentor for the youth.
Amen.
Beautiful, man. Thank you for all the work that you do. We appreciate you. Next.
My name is Amnea Mallard, back in the day also known as Asia Ben Latin. I'm an ex-con, but as of today, I'm a college graduate. I hold my
Amen.
bachelor's
Wow.
degree in sociology, anthropology.
Okay.
I'm a credible messenger, and I'm also Hudson County's first juvenile detention liaison.
Oh, wow.
Basically, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And I have a credible team, Shawn Bruce and all of us as credible messengers. I'm also CEO of Let's Celebrate Learning Center,
Oh, wow.
LLC.
Okay.
Okay.
To celebrate the youth, not just point out the bad that they do, but reward them for the good.
Right. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next.
Next, my name Iggy, and I'm a credible messenger. I'm a mentor, and I'm also a young preacher. I preach the gospel, and I'm a community outreach. We do a lot of community work, and we just try to show the kids another way. You know
That's
what I mean?
right,
And just
that's
try to lead them in a better direction.
Word. And you next, brother.
My name is Freddie Henry. I'm also a college graduate. I graduated from Seton Hall.
Okay.
I'm currently a paralegal for Freeman Law Center in Journal Square in Jersey City.
Oh, great, man.
I'm in
I'm
the
gonna need your
process-
card. I might need some legal advice.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
she's
I got you.
she's a little violent, but anyway.
Yeah, I'm in the process of completing law school. Also going
Oh,
to
man.
Congratulations! I want to give all of y'all a round of applause for your
And I'm
accomplishments.
gonna say something. I mean, bless blacks and law enforcement serving the community. And when I say community, we could have easily put that a double S, but community was real important to me because that's what it takes in order for us to really make a difference. Community, we have to come together, right, and unite. And it takes all the individuals that you sit here in order for that to be successful. And I think that sometimes is left out. And you know, God definitely is a God of second chances.
Amen.
And without you guys going through what you're going through and surviving it, there's no way that you could be able to do the things you do or to endure what you had to endure to
Right.
make you who you are. And I want you to, one, just share some of your experiences and tell me what was that thing or one thing that made you say, listen, I'm going to turn my life in a different direction? Starting with you, Shawnee.
The first thing was going to prison.
Okay.
Like, I was always known as Shawn Bruce, so coming home and just seeing that prison experience for me was a lot. And like Dante Shell said, was like everybody thought it was it because it was the streets. But seeing that, seeing my mother come to visit and cry a lot, and me coming home and being on gang parole, and they coming to my house, flipping my room and doing all that. And not saying that I came home perfect. There's a few times that I jumped back in the streets. I just was selling drugs. I didn't go to the full extent. But the second thing for me was when my mom's passed away, and I went through depression and suicidal. And at that time, I had to get myself out of that. Like, the people around me was just, it wasn't, I'm a play fiend. So I come outside. Like, my mom's passed away the next day. I was in the hood laughing and playing. That's just how I was coping with it, but nobody knew what I was doing when I, So going through that and pulling myself out of depression and being suicidal, and then as B just popped up out of nowhere, talked about he loved me, I cursed him out, and he wouldn't let up, and it was like, I finally found my passion in life.
Right. Beautiful, man. You know what I mean? Beautiful. Thank you. Appreciate you. You next.
I also did 60 months in Clinton at the Man Correctional Facility for Women for bank robbery. That's where I got the nickname Asia B.L.E.S.C from. But what made me want to do a whole 360 was because it was like a playground to me. I really didn't learn my lesson during the time. But when I went to ASAD for 8 months for a fight that I had, they sent me to New Jersey State Prison, which is a men's prison, and they treated us just like men. I was in lockup for 23-1. And that's when I really got to know myself, and I got to love myself because I'm a product of my own environment. Like, the system failed me. Like, I went through a lot in foster care, in and out of foster care at times, and my parents was doing what they was doing, and I lost a brother in the foster system, and the case was closed as a suicide. So I always felt as though I had a passion to be the voice and a passion to be a savior to the youth in the community because I felt the need that I went through what I went through so I could talk the talk and walk the walk.
Absolutely.
And also by me being out there hustling and doing a lot of things, I sold drugs, I sold a whole, from Kerry Woods all the way down to 16th Street, I was well known to get to it. So I didn't want to be known as the get to it girl. Because people always say, oh, you know, was the hustler's wife. You always was the female hustler. And I always felt like I was born in sin because my father was Big Mallet. He was a stick-up kid. And my mother did her ones and twos, and I didn't want to be known as that. I always wanted to pass on a legacy. And once I became a mother, I was like, I have a reason to live. Because back then I was just existing. I didn't have goals, and I was a straight-A student.
Wow.
And it was like once my mother started getting high and I wasn't getting rewarded for my good grades, I'm like, well, let me be bad. Maybe she gonna look at me
some attention
then. So it was like, you know what, I had to navigate myself, and I had put myself on a straight path. And when I came home, I had talked to SB a couple of times on the phone while he was in the feds. And he was like, sis, I heard you out there doing your thing, da-da-da, you're going to college, boo-boo-boo. I got a vision. He's like, I want you to be a part of that. And I'm like, all right, bro, da-da-da-da-da. I said, yeah, all right. I know how many collect calls people I talked to in prison and was saying
empty promises,
but
dreams.
I should have known better that it wasn't an empty promise. That was gonna be a full cup because me and him had this couple of things back in the day. Gonna keep that off the record, but it was solid. But he came home and that one phone call, he like, send your resume to this person, send your resume to that person. And 8 months went by. I'm like, nah, I'm like, this man, he had me send my resume to these people. Make a long story short, we here now. We standing tall. We all together. We teamwork. We make the dream work. And we in the schools. We in the detention centers. We here. Shawnee's in medical center as a trauma. She said her title. I'm in the detention centers, whereas though they told me I could never work with kids in the state of New Jersey due to the fact I got an extensive history with the law, but when God opened them doors, nobody can close them.
That's right.
So when you walk in them detention centers, we walk in these schools and they see that we once were them and we are them and we are the future, they look at it's a whole different light. It's a whole different ball game.
So basically, my childhood, I grew up kind of rough. I dealt with a lot of pain, and I grew up like my mother had me like in on 440. You know the motor lodge
Right.
where the hotels used to be at.
Yeah.
So it was like drug affected. So it was like me being in there. Then my grandmother snatched me up when I was young. So as I was growing up, I used to got beatings. You know what I mean? Grandmother used to beat me, aunts. You know what I mean? Butt naked, shower with stitching cords. So while me going through all that, I used to run away, go outside. Then in the projects, I started like, I ain't really started selling real drugs. I was just started selling like fake drugs. You know what I mean? I was selling cookies. And I used to go to the store, get like a quarter pack of cookies and just make like $500,000 worth of fake bottles and sell it to fiends. At the age of 11, it was a fiend and he just came home. He was big. And he had whooped out on me. And he had got the drugs on me, but he thought it was like real drugs, but it was cookies. And I'm like, oh, you got it, bro. You know what I mean? And as long as I was good, but I mean, then as I started like selling drugs, I used to run with like SB when I was young, 12, 13. I wound up doing my first bid like 14.
Wow.
I turned my bed into a nightmare. I dealt with so much anger, like, and I couldn't, like in there, like, I kept hurting COs and inmates. Sometimes it took like 40 COs to get me in handcuffs. They used to punch me, and I could just take the pain.
From the abuse that you had
So when I came home, I was still in the streets, still trying to like figure it out, like what I'm gonna do next. But then the streets get the best of you. And then my breaking point came because the third time I was looking for death. And the third time somebody pulled out on me, I told him to shoot it, and the gun jammed.
Wow.
So I wound up just knocking him out and just taking it. But it was one day I was just waking up. Just like you waking up, you don't know to cry or laugh because you just keep hearing about somebody who got killed or who got shot.
Right.
It's like every day you just waking up to see who got killed. That's all we waiting for. We ain't waiting for change. We ain't waiting for nothing else. We just waiting to see, oh, you who got killed? Who, this happened to such and such? So it's to the point like how many people got to die for me to change?
Right.
Wow.
You know what I mean? It was a breaking point because it's like even though you don't know certain people, it still affect you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Because we all connected in some way.
We all connected. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we still a community.
Yeah.
That's
You know what I mean? And some beef be everlasting because, you know what I mean, certain people. And love strong.
Right.
And then, but as I hit like 24, you know what I mean, like I ain't really know too much about God. So my grandmother was something about Christ. So I started like going that path. But at first I wanted to give up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that transition was hard.
Right.
It was scary because I had to learn how to let people come at me, and it was like
live in peace.
It was it wasn't like And when I first started preaching, like people laugh this and that, and I get mad. I put them to sleep, but then I start asking God like, give me mercy to help me with my anger.
Right.
And anger was like one of my biggest things I couldn't control.
Right.
Like soon I could just lose everything in the blink of an eye.
Trust me, I understand, my brother. That was my thing.
Yeah, so
that was my battle.
As I started like moving forward with God, I started like just doing certain things, going to New York, preaching on trains, going to projects, going to places, just doing what I'm doing. So when S came home, they were shocked because S thought I was the same person. But when they like, yo, wait till you meet Iggy, like, they're like, what happened to Iggy? Nah, Iggy ain't the same no more. So I was like, nah, I ain't in that lifestyle no more. Like, I stopped gang banging, I stopped all that. Even when people try to piece me, I'm like, nah, God bless you.
Right.
Because I had to realize, like, now I got to live for me.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
I done risked my life for a lot of people. Now it's like, now I got to live for me now.
Yeah, you don't
because now I'm older. Now I'm older now. It's like, damn, what? Now it's up to me now. Because, you know, when you do a bid, you can't come home to grandma and family because they taking care of the little kids.
Right.
Now I'm homeless. Now I'm house to house. I go to New York, went to a shelter. And they put me in Wards Island. Wards Island's a shelter where you dealing with all types of people. You know what I mean? I'm in there dealing with people that's peeing on themselves, waking up in the middle of the night, doing all types of doing stuff. But I had to keep encouraging myself, like just to go through it. so I can get through it. Because the only way we could get through stuff in life, we just got to go through it. And I got tired of running.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because there come a time when you get tired. Because once you get tired of self, that's when you know you're ready to do something different.
That's right.
So I got tired of running.
Right.
You know what I mean? People like, oh, go ahead, they get help, but it was going out one way out the other. So I'm like, no, I got to do something better with myself. Right. And I just learned how to just take the hits.
That's right.
I learned how to like deal with people and learn like they going through stuff.
Right.
Because I know I felt that before.
Right.
And people don't react because of who they are. They react because they going through stuff.
Right.
So I'll give people the same grace God gave to me, I give to others.
Grace is important.
And the same patience God had with me, I have patience for others because I know we all fighting something.
Right.
But through the grace of God, like, I just thank God allowed me to be here today.
Well, again, I definitely commend you, Iggy. I can say, man, every time you speak, man, it touched me, brother. Word up, man. Every time you speak, I remember every time I hear you speak, I'm telling you, it affects me, man. So God bless you and keep doing what you're doing. Hey, Fred, now we going to you, brother.
All right. I had a pretty good upbringing. Like a lot of my problems, I pretty much forced on myself.
Okay.
Like in grammar school, I attended PS15. I was valedictorian.
Oh wow.
I ended up graduating, going to McNair Academic.
Great.
I graduated from there with like a.
Get a little closer to the mic, brother.
I'm sorry
so
about
we can
that.
hear you. Thank you.
Yeah, so after I graduated from PS15, I ended up going to McNair Academic. I ended up graduating with like a 3.6 GPA.
Wow.
Ended up going to Seton Hall, but that's when things started getting a little bad. You know, I was like, you learn real fast that is no in between.
No.
You got to choose a path.
No, there's no right way of doing wrong.
Right. But it's like you either choose to actually follow your purpose, or you could tamper with that line. You know.
That's right.
It's easy to get lost, and I found out that fast because I was living on campus at Seton Hall, and I started leaving every weekend to come back to Jersey City to be in Audubon Park.
Ain't that something?
Yeah, I was escaping the rape though.
Right.
I never really got pulled over by the cops, never had no run-ins with the law. Graduated, became a teacher. My first year teaching, winter break, I got caught with a 9mm Tech 9 in my trunk. Front page paper, everything. Crushed me. Found out real fast. So that really was a change point. I had to end up getting 2 years probation, but in the mix of that, I felt like I lost everything.
Absolutely.
I had to work through temp agencies,
Right.
working in North Bergen and like Chinese,
things like that.
Man,
People can't even speak English and don't even got a 5th grade education. Let me tell you
Tighten
something,
me up.
man. God will find a way to humble you.
Yes,
I
God
don't
will
care
humble
who
you
you
quick.
are. He's gonna make you fall to your knees. Let me tell you something, because listen, man, I was in a wheelchair for 11 months, man. They told me I wasn't gonna be able to walk again. Right? You know what I mean? He took me down. And I was big, strong, black, and angry. But guess what? He set me right down.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Set me right down.
Right.
But, you know, and he has a way of doing it. He's going to humble you.
Yeah.
Trust and believe, your day is coming.
Yeah.
It's gonna come. It's up to you on what you're gonna do with it.
Either you're gonna get right or you're gonna get left.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's just how it go, man. And again, I am constant. I'll tell you, I'm deeply impressed with all you guys. Yo, I applaud y'all. You know, 1,000%. It was great that you guys was able to come to the show and share your story. And I definitely would love to have you guys on again.
Yes.
SB,
it's not
my
enough.
brother. When I saw him, I said, "Listen, man, I need you on the show." He definitely said, "Listen, I'm coming." He said, "But how many people gonna bring?" I'm like, "What?"
That's the
You know
same
what I
thing he
mean?
said to me. I'm
So
like,
he,
I think I'm gonna bring like 7 or 10. I was like, what?
so he wanted all you guys to share your story, and it's so important because, you know, everybody's journey is different, right?
Right.
But y'all all ended up the same place.
Right.
So it's important that that's shared because everybody can, somebody out there can identify with each one of you guys.
Right.
Because his story may not apply to this person, but her story does, and vice versa.
I'm really impressed. I'm impressed by all of you. I'm really impressed by all of you. Let me just put that energy out there. But when you started off saying, well, I had a pretty good upbringing.
Yeah.
Right.
The contrast is important because people constantly think that, you know, the troubled youth, you know, come out of Jersey City. But here you are, former valedictorian, former McNair student, teacher and educator, and you got caught up too.
Absolutely.
So it can catch up to anybody.
It doesn't
It has
matter.
no discrimination.
None whatsoever.
It doesn't, man. And I say this, man. A lot of times, a lot of people, we make choices because we want to belong, right? We want to fit in, right? And I always wondered because, see, I come from poverty. I grew up with 21 people in my house. You know what I mean? With on welfare, like that brown, green dollar. Like, yeah, that's just what it is, man. I even told somebody the other day, I was like, yo, I was quiet in school. They said, what, you? I said, yeah, because remember the house and the rules in the house was, yo, whatever happens in the house, gotta stay in the house.
Right.
So if my teacher asked me what's going on, I can't tell him what's going on. Or my uncle just shot somebody in the hallway because they tried to steal his drugs. Or yesterday we had to chase a fiend because he stole the stash. I'm 10. We had to chase him and beat him up. I can't share these stories.
That's what made you angry because you were holding
You was
on.
holding so much resentment. That's why I was angry too.
That's trauma,
Yeah,
and that's what's
trauma.
going on with a lot of our children. A lot of our children are experiencing trauma. So your story and all your stories is impacting them because they can relate to that.
Right.
So you weren't just, Kylie, let me tell you this. You weren't the angry black man. You were a child who experienced trauma and didn't have the outlet.
You're absolutely right. And I understand.
So let's
that
detach
even
from
now.
that, okay?
Well,
Let's detach from that.
I did. I speak about that often. But again, I encourage you guys to keep doing what y'all do.
Yes.
There's definitely a blessing that's coming and it's continuing that's going to come to you guys. Keep up the work because I received my blessing because like I said, everybody wanted to count me out.
Right.
I even tell people when I went to B.L.E.S.C Academy, my own mama told me not to go. She said, baby, I don't think that's for you. I said, what? She said, yeah, man, I don't think you're going to make it because, you don't like really listening to people. Yeah. I said, what? I'm
That's
like, yo,
true.
mama.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I said, mama, what? You know what I mean? You serious? Like, nah, I'm going to do it. My own brother. Nah, don't do it, man. Go back to college. You're going to become a cop. I'm like, nah, I'm going to be a CEO. Nah, man, you crazy? Don't do that. You know what I mean? We used to beat up police. I'm like, oh, man. I said, listen.
Strike that.
Right.
Strike that from this, please.
Right. So anyway, again, we put in given the opportunities to make a difference and finding our purpose. And I promised myself that I was going to stay true to me. So regardless of what uniform I put on, it wasn't going to change me. I am who I am, regardless of who like it. And I also, before I pass it to you, Erica, I'm going to say this, right? So we can never be at peace as long as we in pieces.
Wow.
You have to put that together. Whatever pain that you've been through, you have to make it make sense to you, not to other people. A lot of times, man, we suffer from trying to appease other people.
Be a people pleaser.
Right. And that's where we fall short.
Or trying to fit into a box.
Right. Right. You know what I mean? Until I was able to learn to love myself, I had to identify and come to terms with some of the things that I did wrong, not the people who wronged me. And I was able to let that go and be a bigger person.
Gotta look in the mirror.
That's a blessing. I'm humbled by having all of you guys here, and I really wanted to get to the comments, but we're kind of out of time now. But just people are in the comments just commending you all for coming here and sharing your story, but not just for that, for coming here and showing that you can change, that who you are in the past doesn't define you.
That's right.
Okay? You set the record and you set the precedent for who you can be. And giving back to the community, that's just an amazing, amazing testament to who you are as a person. But before we close out the show, Scott, if we could do a wide shot, because I want to give everybody. Yes,
Tell
thank you so much, Scott. SB. Come on, bring everybody. Bring everybody. I want to just, show the support that the Credible Messages have for one another.
Bring everybody in.
Everybody. Come on, we doing a wide shot, so they'll be able to see you.
Yeah. Bring everybody in, man.
Yes.
Everybody in.
I think you was at the graduation in the county when we got our GEDs. That's why I think I keep looking at you like.
Hey, Miss,
I think you sat along Mr. Hammond.
All right. Well, yeah, I had a pass. You know, I had a pass back at one time, man. But
No, I thought
I
as the
changed my
correctional
ways.
officer, not as the
Oh,
inmate.
okay.
I was the
why you was
inmate.
scared.
I was the inmate getting my GED in there.
Like, hold on.
Your stories are
Right.
really important
And I
because
commend you on your bravery, man, for being
Yeah.
able to share. You know what I mean?
I think that you got, like, I'm touched. I really had to hold back tears.
It's autism
But
month,
but
yeah,
what
really
you
touched.
just said really resonated with me because and SB knows this because SB and my son are cousins. My son is struggling right now. He's going through a period where he's dealing with some stuff and he on the bracelet, so 1 foot in, 1 foot out. But he's passed 3 of the 4 tests for the GED, and it's like I can't pass this math. I don't want to do it. When you said that, you know, he was at the graduation, I feel like him, I just sent him the link. I hope that he listens to this, and I'm going to talk to SB about linking him with you guys because I can't talk to him. I don't have that experience
You
that
need
you
a math
guys
tutor?
have.
You need a math tutor?
You need a math tutor?
Yes,
Yeah.
he does.
Friend,
Some
you want
holla.
jobs?
Oh my God, I'm about to cry for
Let me
real.
tell you, but your son is destined for great things, man. I revere him and I understand him, and I'm telling you, man, he's destined for great things, man. Shout out to brother Huey, man.
I appreciate
You
that.
got to break to get the breakthrough.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
got to go to the
Right.
test
And
to
that's
get the
what happens.
testimonies.
Yeah.
You go to the mess to get the
get out his
messages.
way. Sometimes
Right.
that be the
Too.
case. But anyway, I just
Can I
want
say
to.
I'm not in his way.
Yeah, brother.
I just want to say, I just like don't feel alone because I got sons growing up and they growing up on Bidwell. I'm from here and they growing up there, so I'm going through struggles with my sons as well. So it just be like people look at it like, oh, you're a mentor, you're this, and how your kids. This is how it's just society, then the economy, and the way shit is. Don't let that take more effect on you because what I'm starting to learn with doing what we're doing is the parents have like they really fucked up too. Honestly,
Right.
just to be in the lamest terms,
Yes.
like the parents just as fucked up. I didn't realize I was fucked up till I got to. You know what I'm saying? Like you fucked up, my nigga. You feel me? Like, but you on point. It just but it takes a village, it takes a community.
Yeah.
Just like that's why I'm glad I got to be with my brothers and sisters because they all got a perspective that I don't.
Right.
So it just be like till I be on some. I could bring my kids around them.
Right.
And they could do this with them, do that with them. We all bring a different approach. That's what we all here for.
I am truly humbled, and I feel like I'm sitting among greatness. You kings and queens right now are greatness to me, and I applaud you for your strength and your courage. Continue to give yourself grace and continue to keep doing the work that you're doing in the community with our youth. Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
That's right.
Appreciate y'all.
It's a blessing to be here with B.L.E.S.C.
Thank you. I
And you
appreciate
should
you
claim
guys.
it.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thank you.
that. Thank
End the
you.
show, lady.
Peace and love, and we'll see. We got to do a part 2. I'm putting that
Yeah.
energy out there. We got to do a part. It might be 20 of them up in here, but we got to do a part 2. Like this is just the beginning. Thank you so much for joining us. Peace and love, and we'll see
That's
you
right.
in 2 weeks.
God bless.
So we might as well stay right here.
I'm going to drop my mixtape on the next one.